Hi everyone, Lisa here from LC Designs. Welcome to Workshop Wednesday, January 25th. Can you believe we are already getting towards the end of the month? Crazy how this month's going by so quick. I just want to remind you that these Workshop Wednesdays are going to be pre-recorded because currently I'm on my way to the airport to leave on a 15-day cruise. We're flying into LA a couple of days early to spend some time with our daughter. We'll end up in Miami, and then we're going to spend a couple of days with our son in Miami. Then we'll be on our way back home. So I won't be home till like February 13th, I think. So my videos are going to be pre-recorded. So I hope you join me still every Wednesday. And reminder to share my video. When you share my video, your name will be entered into a drawing, and this week it's going to be for a sample of, this is the host paper in the mini catalog. I haven't even cut it open and cut the pieces, but you'll get a sampling of this paper. This is some pretty paper. And today we're going to be making this slimline card using the little gnomes. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so let's create. I don't know why I don't make that many slimline cards. I want to say this has probably been only my second or third one that I've done. And I really like the layout. Just a reminder too that if you want the PDF tutorial, you need to join my email list. I have the step-by-step instructions, and I have the video always, the link to this video, so you could refer back to it. So just email, join my email list. I'll put the link to join my email list above this video. I'm actually going to need these instructions myself. Some of the measurements. We are going to use the Friendly Gnomes stamp set. That's new, but I thought this was cute for, this doesn't actually have to be Valentine's Day, just to let somebody know that you're thinking of them and that they're a good person. We're also going to use the gnome dies that were carried over. We are going to use the deckled rectangle dies. We're going to use the smallest one. I have that pulled out already. We are going to use the something fancy dies. I've already got that one pulled out. And I don't know if you guys noticed that now Stampin' Up is starting to, the dies are the same name as the stamp set, which makes it a lot easier. So it's something fancy stamp set, and these are the something fancy dies. That way you always know which one they go to. And then we are going to be using the little hearts out of the Give It a Whirl. I love these stitched hearts. Excuse me. So I took the smallest one out already. But I know we're using a lot of different dies today. But that's the fun of it. So your card's not the same. So let's go ahead and create. We are going to need a piece of balmy blue cardstock, which is 8.5 by 7. So let me open this out. So 7. This is already 8.5 this direction. So we are going to score this at 3.5 because that's half of the 7. And there's our card base. Let me keep this out for a minute because we're going to cut a piece of 8 3/8 by 3 3/8. So let's cut 3. Make sure that I'm in there. 3 3/8, which is the one before the half. Before 3.5, and 8 3/8, which is the one before the 8.5. Just taking that little tiny eighth out of there. All right, so I think that's the cutting for now, because the rest should be die cutting. So let's burnish this so this card will stay flat. And we're gonna move these aside. Should I do the die cutting or the coloring first? So let me tell you, I started I did some of the die cutting already, so we didn't have to sit here. So I cut out my 4 already with the deckled frame. So let me get so this is the smallest, and we're gonna cut out 3 more. So you're gonna need 4 of one pattern and then 3 of another. So I have 4 of the blue, and then I'm gonna use this flower. And this is the Country Floral Lane DSP. So we only need 3. I'm gonna cut out 2 at well, let me just use, so I don't mess, I could use that paper for something else. You know, you always gotta think about what are you gonna, let's flip this around. I should have pulled out my mini today. The one you can get when you join my team. You know, I've been talking a lot about joining my team. I love having my team gatherings. At the end of the year, we do a bingo party, and I get all kinds of prizes for them to win. We kind of do like a little potluck style. Everybody brings some food, and we just have fun at the end of the year, every year. And I welcome other teams. If you're local, like your team, your upline's out of town, you know, in another state or something, you're local here, you're always welcome to join my team meetings. I don't have a problem having somebody else. Uh-oh, the button just popped off of my handle. All right, let's move this aside. We're gonna do some more die cutting, but I'm gonna move this out of the way. And let me show you how I lined mine up. So on this piece of paper, we are going to go down 1/2 of an inch is how I did mine. It'll be 1/2 inch on each side. So if you want, you can make a line in a couple of spots just to make sure that you are lined up correctly. And of course, these will, you know, it'll erase after. So what I did is I put I'm going to come down some. I put my ruler to keep it straight like that. I went across the lines. And then I take my ruler down. This is kind of like that 3 Post-it tape. And then these are just going to go like this. Here, here, and here. So then you can evenly space them out. There. So this will go up here, here. I'm using my pencil eraser to move it, because it seems like my fingers are always sticky or something. Oops, I just moved the paper. But that's okay. You could even tape down this cardstock if you want it to. I think I have the tape right here. So then that doesn't move, because I seem to make a boo-boo. And then, you know, these don't have to be perfect. Nobody will ever know. But anyway, you could do them like, you know, left, right, left, right. So we're going to go ahead and glue these down. So then that way nobody knows that they were supposed to be a certain direction. So let's stick this one right there. And this is probably the hardest part of the card, is this. And it's really not that hard once you get all your pieces cut out. And it's pretty even in between each spot. It works perfectly. So you have actually a 1/2 inch at the top here, and then you have a 1/2 inch at the bottom. So this die worked out perfectly so that you're even on the top and the bottom. But like I said, I like the way that it looked. And so what I was talking about, like right and left, you could do one this way, and then lay them over each other like that. That's a cute design too. Maybe I'll make another one and I'll do that. And then post it so that you could see. Oops. This is why, uh-oh. Did it glue too fast? I was just going to say, this is why I use the liquid glue. So that in case I need to move it. I always tease that I have a crooked head. I did not line these up very well, but I can't move them now, but we still have a space. But they're lined up at the top and then the bottom, and then you're done. And then we can erase these. Actually, and then nobody will ever know. And there's that. So that is the card front. So now what we're going to do is use this real red ribbon. And this is the real red that comes with the green as well. I like, this is like a cotton ribbon, I guess. Let me see. Fold this flat. I don't want I'm doing something wrong here because I don't want that to flip over. But I like this cotton ribbon. It's a nice, easy one to tie. As I'm over here struggling to tie. It's just the direction. I don't want this flipped over. It's like you need another pair of hands when you're tying bows, right? So we're going to do this right across the middle. Tighten this up some. All right, like that. Where's my ribbon scissors? I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this because this is jagged. And there's our ribbon, our bow. And if it's not sitting tight enough, you can just keep working it, or you can always put a glue dot. So let's grab a glue dot, stick a glue dot under, oops. I got a glue dot stuck to my finger. And just stick the glue dot there. And there's your bow. So now we're going to go ahead and stick this on the card base with dimensionals. I'm going to put probably at least 6 of them. And then, again, if you want this ribbon, my other one, I tied it pretty tight, so my bow was fine. This ribbon looks a little bit loose. You can always add a glue dot in the back too. Nobody will ever know. Especially it's going to go onto the card base. So we're just going to stick this over like that. And there's this part. Yeah, I don't like gluing mine down. But that'll be no problem once we stamp our gnomes. So we're going to stamp the gnomes in Memento Black, and then we're going to do a lot of coloring. So I do use quite a bit of blends on this one. Here's our little girl. And here's our little guy with the heart. And like I said, I use quite a bit of blends, so they're all on my project list, all of them that I use. I will try to color these in a hurry. Look at all the colors I have. So I have Sweet Sorbet that we're going to do on the girl. And we're going to do all the dark outlining first. All these little lines. It's funny, my eye is twitching right now. I feel like I'm not focused because my eye is twitching. So it's moving around. And I'm trying not to stick my head in the camera. So then we'll just fill it in with the light. go around that flower. We're going to color the flower in with the Daffodil Delight, but we're going to put a flower over it. That way, in case the flower falls off, the flower is still colored. Let's go with the dark again to make all those little creases stick out. All right, now let's do the same with her dress. So on the dress, I use the Sweet Sorbet, and then I use the Flirty Flamingo. So again, I'm just doing the outlining with the dark. We'll fill in with the light. And then basically the ruffles are what's going to be Flirty Flamingo. I wanted a different color. Actually, probably could have did the ruffles in Daffodil Delight to match her her little flower that we're going to put in her head. And since I have this out, we'll go ahead and color the heart's going to be red, or Sweet Sorbet, I should say. And so are his pants. I probably shouldn't have colored those in so dark. I'm going out of the lines because I'm trying not to stick my head into the camera. It's amazing how much space. I try to get a little closer so that it's more zoomed in for you guys. So hopefully that makes a difference. So we're doing her ruffle and Flirty Flamingo. This ruffle, and I think I'm using the dark. Her ruffle here, and then we're going to go here at the bottom, and then this is dark, and then we'll do her little dots. We're going to do her shoes, but the bottom is going to be Smoky Slate. I'm not even sure if I'm doing, yeah, I am. I have to look at my one I already created to make sure I'm doing the same colors. So Flirty Flamingo, and then that little collar, I'm going to color in with the Sweet Sorbet. I forgot that. Okay, so we're going to use Petal Pink for their nose and hands and face. Our little guy, his beard will just stay white, but we're going to add some Wink of Stella to his beard, so he has a nice and sparkly beard. I usually always use Wink of Stella, and I haven't used it in a while. And now I'm going to use Crumb Cake on her hair, so let's go dark with the Crumb Cake. Kind of like what I did with the dress. I always like to do my outlines, or all the lines that are dark first, and then fill in with the light. Oops, look, I missed her hand there. I will have to get that, and then we'll just fill it in with the light Crumb Cake. My crumb cake seems to be dry. I colored quite a bit of gingerbread houses at Christmas time, so. And that's funny because I just ordered me some more saffrons because I was coloring a lot of tacos. All right, so let's do, this is light Smoky Slate on the bottom of their shoes. Just like that. And then I'll use the dark on his. Or actually, I should have went the other way around on his. I think that's what I did. It was supposed to be the dark on the bottom and then the light on the top. But that's okay. There's his shoes. And now we're going to color his hat with the dark balmy blue again. Get the dark outline. I love the blends. Do you guys like to color? Some people don't like to color. They're like, I don't like to color. I'd rather just stamp. I like coloring, especially with the blends, because you can do so much shading, coloring. Everything could be the color that you want it to be. Okay, there's hat. Let's get his arm here and his arm here. Let's go back over with those little lines in the dark. Dot, dot, dot. Okay, this is dark. This is light. Okay, and then we're just gonna get her daffodil flower. Like I said, we're going to be adding a flower to her. All right, so there's all the blends on those guys. And since we're going to die cut, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment. And we're using, there's no one better than you. Just like you guys, there's no one better than you. I appreciate you guys. Okay, so let me grab the cut and emboss machine again. And we have dies for all of these. Let's hope that they don't move around. That one can go there. And we have her right here. I used the Gnomes, the ones that came out for Christmas. I use those quite a bit at Christmas. And it was kind of like one of those sets I was like, oh, I'm not sure about. It kept drawing me to it, but I was like, I'm not sure. And then I ended up doing a whole retreat with it. Funny how that works. I will be doing a taco fiesta retreat. I am working on those projects as well now. Okay. So like I said, here's our card. We're going to cover this up because we're going to put, this one, it's not laying right, but third dimensionals, we will put this, and I'm probably going to just go ahead and tighten this because I'm one of those ones that's got to be there. There, now it's tight. Because if I'm not happy with it, I'm not happy with it. And I'm going to end up fixing it eventually. So there, now it's not so loose. And so we're going to put this here. Oops, these are minis. And we're going to put some dimensionals on our nose. And get all these little stickies. And we're going to put him right here. Her right here. And get all this stuff out of the way. And then now I'm going to cut out the little hearts with, actually, I already have them cut out. I was going to cut them out, but you know what? I didn't bring the Sweet Sorbet. So we're going to use this little tiny die from the Give It a Whirl. And we'll cut 2 Sweet Sorbet and 1 Balmy Blue. But I guess I didn't bring my scraps. I thought I did. I thought I had them in my bin. I tell you, each week I think I'm prepared. And then when it comes down to it, I'm usually missing something. So, but it's probably too because I had already cut these. Just because I didn't want to keep you guys like all day. So if I was running out of time, I would already have them cut. Save some time. So we'll do the 2 Sweet Sorbets. And I thought these were like an embellishment. So instead of adding pearls or something, I thought the little hearts would make like an embellishment. And then that's where we're going to use our Wink of Stella. We're going to put some Wink of Stella on these hearts, and then we are going to color his beard in with Wink of Stella. So he's got some sparkle. And let's go ahead and color in the heart too. Give that some sparkles. All right, now we just need our little fun flowers. Resin shape. I'm just going to grab the yellow, put it right on top of this one. Like I said, in case that falls off, it's there. The only other thing we need is to cut a piece of basic white for the inside. And that's going to be the same size as the petal pink on the front, which is 3 3/8, which is just before the half. And then this should be 8 3/8, so just a quarter. I mean, not even a quarter, an eighth off. 8 3/8, right there. Just taking an eighth off. All right, and then we can go ahead and add that to the inside. Where is my? I'm going to use my seal, and that one ran out. I knew that was bound to happen. Uh-oh. I just lost everything. One thing fell and everything came crashing down. So we will add this. This is why I like to use the liquid glue too, in case it moves. So there's your card. I'm going to burnish this a little bit more so that it'll stay down. And there's our card. And I told you that they have the Slimline envelopes. My bow's a little bit different here, but you can always turn it. We can turn it, work it, however you like. But there's this week's project. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And next week I will have another pre-recorded video for you. Thanks for joining me. You guys take care. Bye.